Right, now what we're going to do is we're actually going to put some programming inside the scoreboard itself. So this scoreboard is slightly different. The first thing I need to do is I need to import another library. So import. Now this is a standard Java library, and it's the AWT, and that's a set of tools that we use for Windows. Oops. And as part of that, we're going to actually use the color subset library. So rather than importing it all with a .star, we're just importing the color section for now. That's all we need. Right. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is we've got our public class extends actor, and that's fantastic, and we can ignore that comment in blue. I now want to add my first variable. So far we've added actors and we've used objects and classes, but oddly enough we've never actually used a variable. We're going to use one now, and the variable I'm going to use, I'm going to call it current score. Now that current score is going to be an integer, and it's only going to be used by scoreboard itself, so it's going to be private to scoreboard. So I start by writing private, and then I would normally write integer and then current score with a semicolon. So what this line will do is that will make a new variable private to this particular class, this subclass of scoreboard, and I've named it current score. There's one other thing I need to add. Now, when you think back to Scratch, you had the option of giving a score for all sprites or just this sprite. So that was either effectively a score that stayed the same regardless of the sprite you were using, or a score that a variable that was different for each sprite. Well, we wanted the same thing here. Is we want to specify whether this variable will stay the same for always, regardless of how many scoreboards I have, or if it will be unique to this particular scoreboard. And since it's score, I want it to stay the same regardless of how many scoreboards I have. So it's just like the Scratch one, where you would make it for all sprites. And the way we do that is we add the word static. Remember, static basically means not moving or not changing. So this current score, if we had more than one scoreboard, it wouldn't change. It would be the same current score regardless of which scoreboard we run it from. And that's quite important to put that static in. That effectively makes it like a global variable. Right, now we've done that, I've got a couple more things to do. The first thing I think we need to do then is we need to actually show how to show the scoreboard itself. And to do that, we're going to set an image. So inside my act now, I go set image, and this is going to be new, and it's going to be a Greenfoot image. So we're actually making the image live every time act is run. So Greenfoot image. Now that image we're creating, so it's going to be out of text. So this is now just literally text I'm typing in. Whatever you type in here will appear in the score. So I'm going to write score space colon space speech marks. So that's the first thing. I'm now going to use this and current score comma 24 comma, and this is where we use those colors. Color dot green. Notice it's in capital. Comma. Color dot black. Right. So I'd like you to add those different bits. I'm just going to minimize that. Add those different bits now to your scoreboard. So that's the static variable there, which we now, if you notice, is used down here. And on the next video, I'll explain all about them. Away you go.